Hi, welcome to my presentation on workshop 3. It's the workshop about the traffic lights which we did in class, and I'll begin now. So here's the description of our problem. We needed to produce a light system that works in a busy intersection, and it had to account for a right turn, pedestrians, heavy traffic, and for interruptions of any type. We also had to make sure that the traffic light allows for enough time to pass to switch to the next stage in the cycle. And that's what a busy intersection looks like. Even more here in Toronto, in a big city, we get lots of busy intersections. So having an app or just having a solution to this problem would really come in handy to help the traffic flow along easier. So a summary of the solution that we created. So for our solution, we create a 5-stage light system that switches between green, green right turn arrow, amber, right turn arrow, and red. And each stage has an allotted time, and when that time is over, it immediately switches over to the next light in the cycle. We also had to account for the pedestrian switch, which reduces the red light duration by 10 seconds, and a 5-car right turn sensor that reduces the red light duration by 10 seconds if there are more than 5 cars in the right turn lane, which is actually very important because that helps a lot with making traffic go faster. So as you can see, here's a little pseudocode we created for the workshop, and as you can see, the variables are of course all the stages of the light. We got the request to walk button and the car sensor, and our pseudocode basically works in determining the current light that's on right now, and that way the program knows which is the following light. And it's a pretty simple pseudocode. That's just the way it is. It determines what light it's on right now, and then it cycles over to the next one. And once it has cycled over to the next one, it'll know immediately the one that comes after. And we just had to also add an interruption in every single step because we never know when there might be an interruption, which is something that would just disrupt the entire cycle and make it restart again. And that interruption could be anything. It could be an accident, could be the fire department, could be weather conditions, road conditions, anything. But we had to add it in each step. We had to take that into account. And we also had to take into account the waiting cars and if the request to walk button was pressed. And as you can see, it all plays out there, and that's the solution we created for the workshop. And there's a flowchart which is a simpler design, but essentially has the same structure, and it all works in determining the current light. And yeah, that's what we implemented in our system for the solution. Here are some of the mock-up pictures of what the system looks as. So as you can see in the first one, it's just a regular street light. There's no red turn or anything like that. It's just normal. And as you can see in the second one, there's actually a right turn amber green arrow and a right turn green arrow, which is what we were looking for because this allows for cars to go into the right lane while also allowing cars to go straight ahead. And for the application, we could make it so the timers of each stage are shown with a picture of the current traffic light in it. And it would also display a warning when the timer reaches 10 seconds. It would also send an alert when the red light has had its duration decreased either by the pedestrian button or the car sensor, which is perfect because that way the owner of the car knows exactly when to continue, how much time they have left. This way they don't get impatient, and they don't have to look at their phone, obviously, for safety reasons. And since nowadays basically every single car has Bluetooth, they can simply hook up their phone to the Bluetooth and just have the app yell out from the speaker of the phone how much time there's left and when they should begin to go ahead or make a right turn. So it's the solution we created for an application, and we believe it's a pretty good application that could be built and could actually be pretty helpful nowadays because people often tend to get impatient in red lights. They tend to honk at others. It can get really disastrous if one doesn't have patience, and with knowing how much time there's left, that impatience can be controlled to a certain degree. And here's a mock-up of what the app could look like. As you can see, it's sending signals to the iPhone or the Android regarding the light stage. It's a smart link safety signal. and it's Bluetooth smart, so it's perfect for all systems. And yeah, that's my presentation. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, that's it.